You bloody fly tipping.
Jesus.
Do you know, I woke up this morning laughing to myself, thinking every plan that I've come up with has gone to pot, and you know, I'm okay with that. The reason being is because I think if you overplan, then you start to overthink. And if you start to overthink, then what happens is it gives you an excuse not to do something. And I'm so glad that that's not within me, to be honest. What I'm going to try and do is give you a few examples of that and how restrictive overthinking and overplanning can be. So I'll leave it there, go and make myself a brew, and then I'll come right back. So, got me brew, cheers. I've moved location because the sun was getting on my nerves. And the first example I want to talk about is the puddle itself. So it's clocking on for the best part of 14 years now since friends and family were laughing at me because I was attending an auction. I'm sure most of them wished that they answer, well, were wishing at the time that I wasn't successful, but I bought the piece of land with the view that it was going to be like my own little personal retreat. I liken it probably to somebody putting the name on a waiting list for an allotment or something like that. Now, my thing was never growing veg, absolutely rubbish at growing stuff. My thing was fishing, and I just wanted to create a few little ponds. But like say, 14 years on, the environment that's been created is incredibly special, and it's through being fluid and taking little opportunities through conversations and meeting different people that this wonderful environment exists for the SEN community. Now, if you'd have said that 14 years ago, I wouldn't have believed you. It probably would have been a bit overwhelming, and I probably wouldn't have gone to the auction in the first place. But step by step, it's not that big of a deal. It's taken 14 years, but it's not that big of a deal, or it doesn't feel like that big of a deal. And that's just the first example, really, to be honest, of trusting your gut, not overthinking, not overplanning, and living with a little bit of chaos in your life. But what I'll do is I'll take a wander around the puddle, because there's something that's happening today that again is sort of, even though it's only on a much smaller scale, but it just gives you an indication of where you think that you're going to start and where it truly ends up. So I'm going to finish my brew, and I'll catch you in a minute. Anyway, I know I can waffle on, and apologies for that, but I am what I am. But the plan I really wanted to talk about today, and the plan that's recently gone down the pan, is a genius idea that I had a couple of months ago, and it was to address a problem. Was to address a problem that the adults face who attend the puddle. And that is the fact that they seldom get any opportunities to work and earn their own money. And a few months ago, 2 o'clock in the morning, I came up with this genius idea. So the puddle's an ecology site, and I thought, oh well, what we'll do is we'll create our own little recycling operation. The idea being that they'd go home and get their families to sort of collect drinks cans and food cans, wash them out and things like that, bring them into the puddle. We'd buy a couple of cheap can crushers from Amazon, and we'll get some local recycling centre to come weigh them in. That'll create a little bit of money, not a great deal, but it'll create a little bit of money, and they'll be able to sort of spend it on whatever they wish. If they want to go to cinema, or do they want to go out for something to eat, or do you want to attend a concert, and it's their decision. However, little did I know is that the adults that attend the Puddle have this uncanny gift of being able to chat up barmaids. That includes the ones that are non-verbal as well. So what I thought we'd be doing is just like a few bin bags full of cans every week, and it's kind of got a little bit out of hand, and as a result we're now having to go out and buy a baler, and now we're in partnership with EMR, which is one of the largest aluminium recycling or metal recycling companies in Europe, and it's just going mental. So much so the Fun Police, aka Meg, has decided to nick the idea, and she's developed her own online banking system for the Puddle, which is fantastic, because that means is that each of the individuals that attend, they can sort of log on and see their own account and see how they're going, and they'd be rewarded points for jobs that they do or life skills that they pick up and things like that, and it's absolutely genius. I mean, I thought points was a bit drab, and it should have its own currency, and I wanted to call it ripples, and being the boss, I thought that would sort of carry some weight. Anyway, points it is. And that's just the way it is. I know my place in the world. But the great news is that, and the adults don't know this yet, is that the Fun Police, Meg, I mean that will stick, has sort of collected all the money that they've earned so far, and what the adults don't know is the fact, as in to say, she's already booked 2 holidays for them all. So one's going to be a short break on a barge boat, and the other is going to be a week away in sunny Wales. I think she's hired some sort of mansion or something like that for them all to stay, with all jacuzzis and hot tubs and pool tables and all that type of thing. Again, I don't think I'm invited, but that's just the way that it goes. And that really is just another prime example of how you should look at a plan. Is that is you seize the day and take the opportunities as and when they come along, and great things can happen. Finally, for today at least, anyway, the latest plan that's gone down the pan is this one, the great YouTube adventure. Now, I started this channel up after 10 years of putting it off, probably 4 to 5 weeks ago, and back then I was under the impression that my position here would be changing. I might even be going into some sort of form of retirement, but sadly that's not materialized, and we'll be looking over the next 10 to 12 months, if you've seen the previous videos, in order to be able to come up with a plan to save the long-term future of the Puddle. Now, I think whereas it was more of a personal adventure on YouTube, I think it's going to be a diary, both of me turning into a fossil, all the achievements that the adults here are making on a daily basis. And you never know, is that YouTube could actually become a part of saving the puddle. That's if we can actually get anybody to watch it. But I doubt it with me. Maybe I have to get somebody else to stand in. I wonder if Brad Pitt's free. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say really for today, is that, look, we all plan in life, and some of them work and some of them don't. But I think the main thing is keep trying, and not only keep trying, but be open to opportunities that come your way, adapt, change, and be fluid. And although you're never not quite sure where that path's going to take you, the one thing is for certain is that you become a better person for it. So I'm going to leave you there. No doubt probably stick a couple more shots of the guys taking over one of the local pubs. But anyway, take care, and hopefully I'll be able to see you soon.